being down for what you said you were going to be down for no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, and understanding what comes with what you ask for. You know, if I ask to be a world champion, I understand that comes with late nights, early mornings. It comes with times where I can't hang out with friends. You know what I mean? It comes to times where I can't hang out with certain family members. I have to make that sacrifice. But as well as you make that sacrifice, there's a reward for it.
Do you really? Welcome back to the MVP podcast. I'm here today with B-Man, Danny, and a very, very special guest out of Rochester, New York, the fighting pride, the man himself, the champ, Willie Mongoose Monroe Jr.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
How's it going, champ?
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome.
I'm just cooling, man. Y'all see, I'm out here. I'm out here in Tampa, Florida, shirtless, man. I gotta get like these Florida boys now.
Oh, we're jerseyed up, man. It's cold out here in the UK.
Yeah, I know, man. That's why I moved from New York to Florida, man. I had to get some warm weather.
Clever. Let's crack on, Danny. Let's crack on.
No worries. So obviously, thank you very much, Willie, for coming on our show. We really appreciate you. Thank you for giving us the time.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to start by asking, what possessed yourself to go into boxing, if you don't mind me asking?
What was that again?
What was the reason you took up the sport of boxing?
Oh, I mean, it's a family thing. If you guys have been watching me, my heritage, I'm Black and Cuban. And you know anything about both of those backgrounds, like boxing is huge in both of those cultural backgrounds. And, my grandfather, all the way from my great-grandfather, my great-uncle, Willie the Worm, who beat Marvin Hagler. And it was just a trickle-down effect. It pretty much picked up the family business. Even the women in the family fight sometimes.
Wow. That's dope. Obviously, I looked into your sort of history before I come on the interview, and I can see you had quite a stellar amateur career, 128 wins and 14 losses. Quite a significant record.
Right.
Obviously, you also won the New York Golden Gloves as well. I just want to know, what's been your hardest sort of task up to date in terms of your boxing?
Amateur or pro?
I'd start with amateur, then professional, if you don't mind.
I say my hardest amateur fight, like the most adversity probably, was probably it's actually two guys that you guys will probably know. It's probably Dominic Wade and Sean Porter. Yeah, those were like some tough fights. And this other really good kid named Nick Brinson, like me and him used to fight like all the time. I used to hate having to see him because I knew it was going to be like a really, really, really bang out fight because like he knew me because we fought so many times. So those three fighters in the amateurs are the ones that were like my toughest. And as a pro, I would say probably the Golovkin fight and probably the Centeno fight, my last fight, probably my hardest fight.
I mean, brother, you got a big cojones stepping in the ring with Golovkin after, a lot of things that have been said about him and the way this guy's a ferocious animal. So credit to you, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
No worries. And obviously, there's quite an interesting sort of fact on your record. You won your first 10 fights, and at your 11th fight, which unfortunately you didn't win, your promoter let you go. How did you cope with that? How did you find the resilience to carry on the sport of boxing?
I mean, I just come from a background that you just try to get up and keep going. You can't let what's going on. I mean, like I live in a mindset where temporary a loss is just as temporary as a victory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't get too high on a victory. You can't get too low, on a loss. So you just pick up, keep moving. I mean, it actually charged my battery. I mean, if you see when I come back from the two big losses I've come back on a crazy hard winning streak, and I learned things from them. So I think it's what Will Smith would call failing forward. So I would say all that to say that's why, none of those things discouraged me, just because I understood what was coming after that.
Okay.
Willie, coming from a fighting family and a family, you know, a pride, that you're the pride of that family, and so many people have come through, and you're the next in line. What motivates you to be the best that you can be day in, day out?
Honestly, you know, it's my wife and kids. You know what I mean? Like they, you know, my wife, we've been together 10 years, man, and she, you know what I mean? She has her own business and everything, but she picked up my dream. Like, you know what I mean? She didn't dream to be a world champion from being a 6-year-old. That was my dream. You know what I mean? And she actually picked that dream up and helped me carry it. So my motivation and seeing, you know, such a sacrifice like that, and then the joy of it in my kids, like that keeps me going. You know what I mean? Like they love coming to the fights. If you watch any of my fights, you hear them screaming in the crowd. You know what I mean? So I just, it's just the family is what motivates me. I have to do it for them.
That's dope, man. I seen Damian Lillard the other day talking about you having that work ethic.
Right.
We interviewed Andrew Tabiti a few months back, and he's another guy they speak highly of with the work ethic. You know, tell me what goes into that preparation. What does a day look like for Willie Monroe Jr.?
I mean, I wake up right now during quarantine.
Well, not normally.
You know what? I can give you my schedule for quarantine. Yeah. So my kids are in our homeschool right now. So the whole family wakes up at 6:45. We say a prayer together. We do some meditation on my back deck, and then after we finish our meditation, I go run 4 miles, and then when I come back from my 4-mile run, I put my family through a short workout. They get their workout in, then they'll start. They all clock into school at 9. So I put them through a workout, a little prayer and meditation, and then my wife's business, I help her with her business. She's been making a lot of the face masks, but like custom. I don't know if you guys saw that on my page.
Yeah, I seen.
So that's what my day consists of, right? Just work. You know what I mean? And that work ethic for me, a lot of guys, you know what I mean, they're like, it kills them to work hard, or they hate working hard. But for me, like, if I'm not working hard, I feel like something's wrong or something's missing. You know what I mean? So, like, I changed the way I looked at it. You know what I mean? If I wasn't putting in hard work, then something was wrong. So I almost can't turn myself off.
Absolutely. B-man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Willie. First of all, I love the necklaces, man.
Thank you, brother.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Myself, I'm a teacher, so it's really important to me that not only do I teach, but I need to inspire kids.
Right.
Do you have a story for the kids that could possibly inspire them?
Yeah, my story is much like a lot of other people that you hear, man. Just being persistent and consistent and being, you know, solid in all your ways. You feel what I'm saying? Like just being down for what you said you were going to be down for, no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, and understanding what comes with what you ask for. You know, if I ask to be a world champion, I understand that comes with late nights, early mornings. It comes with times where I can't hang out with friends. You know what I mean? It comes to times where I can't hang out with certain family members. I have to make that sacrifice. But as well as you make that sacrifice, there's a reward for it. So, I mean, that's the story. For my motivation to give anyone is just to understand that you only get out of it what you put into it, you know. And if God puts you in a position to where you have to put in a hell of a lot more work, you have to understand that the reward is about to be a hell of a lot more bigger than you expected.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So, Willie, I just wanted to ask you, obviously, you're on a 3-fight winning streak right now. You did previously come to the UK for your Billie Joe Saunders fight. I want to know, what was it like? Because majority of your career, you fought in America. What was it like coming over here?
You know what? For the most part, it was cool. It was cool. You know, when I was in the mall and stuff, it was cool. You know, it was a lot like America. But the only thing that sort of, you know, rubbed my feathers wrong is once we got to where we were in the vicinity of the promoter and you know, Saunders, who I was fighting. That's when the real nasty stuff came along. But you know, it was gratifying. I don't want to say gratifying, but it was soothing to have more people from the UK before I left, before I got on my flight. They came and take pictures with me and said that they, you know, they apologize on, you know, they apologize on the behalf of their country for, you know, the way that they acted. You know, I mean, I get a lot of, you know, I got a lot of fans from the UK that still inbox me and, you know, and say, you know, like, we're big fans of you, the way you conducted yourself, the way you handled yourself under that type of pressure. So, I mean, like, at the end of the day, it was a moral win. Didn't get to win in the ring, but it's a win nonetheless, you know?
Yeah, no. And obviously, we do apologize as well on behalf, and we really appreciate, like you said, the strength you showed in that sort of condition to not escalate it to another level. What's next for you? Because coming off a free fight winning streak, surely it's another time to challenge for a world title again.
Yeah, we're just, I mean, first of all, I'm just praying that, you know, everyone, you know what I mean, because it's bigger than boxing, just makes it safe through this COVID thing, you know what I mean, because this pandemic is hitting hard, and it's, you know, it's a bit scary sometimes, you know what I mean? So, you know, first of all, I just pray that everyone stays healthy, and if you're not healthy, get healthy, and really, you know, we all fight this COVID thing together, man, because this isn't a marginal thing. It's coming after everybody, you know? So we have to keep each other abreast on everything. But after that's cleared up and done, like I said, I'm in a super middleweight division right now. I mean, I honestly could fight anywhere from 54 to 68 if need be.
Yeah. If
need be. But hopefully at 168, you know, like I said, man, you see, I'm down here in Florida. I don't have a shirt on. I don't have to train in like 3 hoodies. Like, I can literally take 2, 3 t-shirts to the gym and train. So like 168, I mean, I may have, you know, I won't have to be as hot. I'll say that.
So which one of the belts is most prestigious to you? Which one do you want to acclaim over all of them?
My favorite one out of all belts has always been the WBA.
Yeah.
The WBA was on my favorite simply because I know that that's the first world title, and it came from the NBA, which was the first world title. Then they had the WBA. And then I really, really like the colors in the WBO. The reason I like the colors in the WBO is because they're a burgundy and like gold. And this is gonna sound real cheesy, but the Monroe crest, my family name, my family lineage comes from a royal family, and our colors were, you can actually Google this, and our colors were like a burgundy, gold, and white. So when I looked at that belt, I said, yo, that's me. I need that. that's my infinity stone. I need that one. Good. I mean, listen, I love and respect all belts. My dream, and just like any other fighter's dream, is to unify a weight class. So if I could have all 4 of those belts at the same time, strapped around me, saying I'm the baddest man in whatever weight class we choose to be in, that's always been my major goal. But yes, if I had to put them in the order, and you know, I guess it's probably just, maybe it's I don't know, the colors and stuff. That WBA Super is like my favorite belt, though. That WBA Super is a beautiful belt.
So it's Canelo you're wanting then, yeah?
Yeah.
Money.
Yo, and honestly, man, the only reason why I say Canelo, right? This is the only reason why I feel like I should be giving Canelo. In 2016, I was given a contract that said, if you win, and this was all over the reports. If you go back and see when I fought Rosado, we were the co-feature. Said, if you win, you'll get Canelo. And it was for some pretty good money. And I was like, absolutely. But they were so arrogant enough to give me a contract that said I would get Canelo because they just felt like Rosado was going to run through me. I was given a fight on a 3.5-week notice. So they were so arrogant as to, they just thought I wasn't going to win. I was that much of an underdog where they were cool with giving me a contract that said I would get Canelo if I won. Like, with a guy like me, you know, coming from where I'm coming from, you can't put no juicy steak like that on. Well, I can't say steak for the sake of things. I'm a vegetarian.
That's clever.
You know, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't take you know, somebody that's hungry and throw food in front of them like that and think they're not gonna get to the table first. You know what I mean? Like, and you know what I mean? Especially when I've been moping around the table for a long time looking for my shot. So boxing knowledge and almost not knowing what you're talking about and giving an underdog like me an opportunity like that, I think just off the strength of that, you should say, yo, get that man to fight. But we'll see. We know how this boxing world plays it, you know?
Absolutely.
Aye, aye. Willie, let me ask you, do you know currently the two best fighters that we've got here in the UK are Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua?
Right.
Right. So now they're in a little triangle with what's his face now?
Wilder.
Wilder.
Right.
What do you make of the three of them? Who do you think would come out on top out of all three of them?
Well, I think timing is everything. You know, when you got greats like Joshua and definitely, oh man, Wilder is my favorite heavyweight. And then you have how you doing? I'm sorry. And then you have the Gypsy King. Then let's not forget, you have guys like Ortiz and stuff that still play a strong part in this heavyweight division. Mm-hmm. So I think it's all about when they fight will determine like who can be the king. I think Anthony Joshua has the most upside when it comes to timing right now because he's the youngest. But you can't look over a man that has destroyed everybody he's fought, you know what I mean, and put everybody through the canvas. Like, that isn't a who he's fighting thing. That's a him thing. He's doing that, you know what I mean, because he's putting guys, if not on the canvas, through it. So and that right there is a you know what I mean, that evens things out. And then you have the Gypsy King, which I gotta resonate with him on this one because he can outthink any of them. He's shown that. So it all depends where they are in their lives and their careers as opposed to who's gonna come out on top. Personally, I like to see Wilder come out on top because, I mean, that's my boy, you know what I mean? And I mean, I watched his personal struggle, and I know his personal struggle, you know, on a one-on-one basis outside of boxing. And to be able to control that and become one of the most dominating athletic figures in the world, it's not easy. So just off the merit of that, he's one of the greatest heavyweights to touch the gloves to me.
One last question for you, Willie, before we let you go. When is the world title going to be wrapped around your waist then? What's the time frame?
Man, I always say let God do his work, man. I'm just gonna keep working, man. They say if you take one step, God will take two. You know what I mean? So I'm just keep my mind in the game. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit out here and try to hide it. I'm staying ready. I told you guys I'm up every morning. I'm still running. I don't have the bat. We can't go in the gyms. I can't hit bags as far and stuff. But I'm staying ready as best I can under this type of pressure. And when we come up out of this thing, I'll be ready to fight whoever they throw on the mat.
Wicked, man, wicked. Well, I lied. There is one more question, Willie. Before I do that, on a serious, I just want to say a big shout out to you, Willie, for jumping on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
A big shout out to your boy Ryan as well for setting this up. He's a G. I've been speaking to him. He's a really, really sound dude. So a big shout out to him as well. What's the #1 rule of Fight Club, Willie?
We do talk about Fight Club.
Yeah.
That's my man.